a huge umbrella. So one of the umbrella is cognitive services, and under that comes bots. So we're going to talk about one of the bot services that Azure has called Q&A Maker. So do you want to?
Yeah, and to be honest, probably most of you have used the Q&A bot on a website probably at some point. So whenever you're online shopping or anything like that, and there's like a little sidebar that asks you a question, you type in like, how long does delivery take, or how can I return my item online? And it'll give you an automated answer. And what you're using there is a Q&A maker, and that is something we make for a lot of our customers as well, internally and externally. So within the company itself, they often have the same things with teams, specific questions they get asked commonly. They don't want the time to keep answering these questions over and over again, so they make things like bots.
So essentially, just think of a company where you've got loads of employees and their time is very valuable, but you have clients of those employees saying, they're asking commonly asked questions all the time, wasting essentially their valuable time. So one way to get around that is to create a bot service that answers those questions for you automatically. So it's time saved, time is important, essentially. Right. So this diagram is essentially sort of the flow of how the Q&A Maker works. So it can be for FAQs, for product manuals, structured Q&As, support guides, papers, brokers. So you can see a trend. These things could have commonly asked questions in all of them. So
generally what happens is, first of all, you need to have a document with your questions and your answers. So it can be a Word document, in a spreadsheet, it can be a manual. And so you feed it into the knowledge-based maker. Okay, and the knowledge-based maker, what it does is it will analyze this document you've given it, or read it, and find the questions and find the answers, and want to assign it kind of like a database. So you've got your question, you've got your answer, and it'll automatically read that from whatever document you give it, saving time. You don't have to read it yourself and do it.
So initially you create that on the Q&A Maker website, and then once you're done with that, you can publish the bot on the Azure portal. And what that allows you to do, you can then use an API to connect to other programs. So Microsoft has apps like Yammer, Skype, and whatnot. So you can connect your bot to those programs using an API, an application programming interface. It's essentially a connector between two different softwares, right? So you've got the Azure portal bot, and then you've got your own program. You want to connect the two, so then the Q&A, the bot works.
And that's how you connect to the websites where you use it from.
Yeah.
From the Azure portal, you connect it to your website, and then the bot is now deployed on that website.
Okay, so the use cases, HealthBot, like NHS website, you can commonly asked questions, I guess. Recipe bot, how do I make rice?
Anything like that, yeah.
Yeah. So there's many different use cases you've got. So I think now we'll go into a bit of a demo of the actual creation of the bot. So let's make sure that we've got rid of the old one. Yeah, no, use this one.
And this is the Q&A Maker website you go to, and you upload your document to it. But in our case, we'll just manually put in a couple of questions and answers.
So this is the website that you want to go to. It's called Q&A Maker AI, and literally you don't need to have any programming experience. You can create the bot very quickly, in like 5-10 minutes. Okay. So you first want to go to create a knowledge base, and step 1, create a Q&A service. This will take you to the Azure portal to create the Q&A
And that just makes a little space for you in Azure where you can put your knowledge base and your bot. It's just saving a little bit of space for it. So your Q&A, your knowledge base knows where it's being saved to, essentially.
Okay. And the subscription, you don't really need to worry about that. That's just making sure that you're authorized to make it. Pricing tier, F0, that's the cheapest one. We don't need a subscription to one. We have to create a resource group. That's essentially like a container. Everything needs, in Azure, everything needs to be put in a container, so you know where everything's from. Resource group. What? Yeah, Azure uses something called resources. You just want to create the resource in the closest geographical region.
So we use UK South for this, that's where we are. It's just a geographical.
Again, our cheapest option. And UK South. There we go. And that's the Q&A maker where Azure websites. But it has to be unique because you're getting a link to it. I'm going to go ahead and create it. Hopefully there are no issues. Yeah. So now, if we go to resource groups, we'll see that it's slowly going to populate itself. It takes a couple of minutes. So if I go onto it right now, there'll probably be nothing in. Oh, well, but it's like they've got like 4 or 5 components. It slowly populates itself. In the meantime, we can go here, refresh this page, and we're now on step 2. So we're now connecting our Q&A service to our knowledge base. So like Serena mentioned before, knowledge base is essentially a collection of your questions and answers. So this is our account, this is the subscription. Now, if you notice, the Azure Q&A service hasn't actually populated, and that's because it's still within Azure, it's still populating itself. So, wanted to give it a minute. Any questions so far? I know we're going through it quite quick. Have you got any questions? Now will probably be the time to ask.
How different can a question of yours be to a question
Very good question.
Well, when you put it into your knowledge base, you could put in multiple or kind of different ways of phrasing that question, and it will like scan it for those keywords. And whenever it sees that keyword, like what's the weather today, it will look for weather, see that question there, and give it the answer that's related to that. So you can put multiple phrasings in.
Do you have to go to the website to use it, or can you embed it into another website of Europe?
You can embed it. So you do need to initially create it on the Q&A Maker website, and then you publish it, and once it's published, then you can link it to your own website or your own program using it.
Does it give you logs for maintenance?
Yeah, I'm sure it does. Yeah, because essentially you have to enable application insights, which I don't know if you noticed, we disable because we're not devs, so we don't need to have look at the logs. But if you wanted to, then you can.
And that's
So
really
could
the
you
Azure
potentially
portal.
implement machine learning to read the logs and then implement questions that users may ask but may not already be implemented?
Yeah, so you'd probably like dabble in that within, so you can have alternate phrasing, but it's already part of the Q&A Maker. So we'll show you in a bit.
But to look at that kind of stuff, you go into the Azure portal,
Yeah.
and it has analytics of your Q&A bot.
Let me give it another go, see if it's here. There we are. Now it's populated. Q&A Maker wire. Anyway, we can give our knowledge base a name, FAQ bot. Now you can use a link to a knowledge base, or you can upload like a local file. And I've already got a local file, Microsoft Bot FAQ. I'll actually just quickly show you the bot.
This is going to be a document with all your questions.
This is the document that we're uploading. So just to give you some context, what the knowledge base is. So here you can see there's questions and answers below them.
These questions are a bit more complicated, but it's not really relevant.
But you get the concept. Question and answers is the document. So instead of someone constantly answering these questions, now it's all one document, one place. Add file. Microsoft Word FAQ.
What companies are doing right now is when you're on a website and you see an FAQ page, all you need to do now is just scan that website and then you can make a bot from it. So a lot of companies are trying to use that and just to save kind of resources and time and make it more user friendly. Just type a question.
So you can give the bot a personality. So we'll leave it on professional. Okay. Great.
And now it's scanning documents for questions and answers.
Yeah.
Do you guys mind if I say something really quick?
No, no.
I love the personality part, it's so fun. So yesterday at the BBC, remember how you created that backstory for your assistant and you said that's what they're getting at with the witty or professional or, so it kind of gives your bot a style that's a little different. So they're going to respond a different way depending on if it's casual or if it's a more professional interaction. So it's kind of a fun thing.
Yeah, like it's three main questions and answers. So if you have to get how are you, depending on what you set up to be, you might answer friendly, you might answer more professional. Just simple questions like that.
There's certain formatting things you have to be careful about written question and answers.
So you might test that you're not particularly, it's more about the keywords that you want to look for. That's where they're going to get the answers from.
Continually update the knowledge base. Like, let's say I wanted to create a thing that, like a script that always ran and does new work and would update the knowledge base from some certain website. Never.
Yeah. So if you notice, there was an option to include a link. So if the website was also open, then it was updated. But if you've got like a local file and you don't update that, then obviously there's no connection.
Yeah, but you can get more technical underneath it because when you make it as an option to do like C# or something, you can code it into the bot. Say I want it to update every hour, I want it to update every morning, I want it to check the website probably like many times a day to see if any new questions have been added. But again, it's a bit more technical side to it.
So okay, we're going to test. This is I can see the entirety of this question. So what is the version 4 SDK? So we're going to test it and see if this bit, if this is the answer, comes up. So let's just try hello. What's the response? Okay, saying hi back. Yeah, sure. You're great. Thanks for asking.
How does the system respond to like abbreviated words?
How does it respond to?
Abbreviated words. So let's say instead of writing beta, beta.
Unless it's in alternative
Yeah.
phrasing, it wouldn't recognise it. That's why you have to go in and put any acronyms or like shorter versions of what it is yourself.
Sure. Can you see? Yeah. Now we're going to ask it, what is new in version 4? Was that the question? What is the version 4? So there you go. It's recognized what the question is and it outputs the answer. Really cool sort of chatbot. Another thing we can show.
Can you try one by example to see what
Right. Okay. Let's type in version 4 SDK. See if anything comes up. Yeah. So it's smart enough. It's not like totally you can't read your mind, but if you've got certain keywords in there. And it'll pick that up and it's intelligent enough to know what you're referring to. But you have to be somewhat...
It won't know synonyms, but it'll pick up all words.
yeah. So we're going to show you alternate version. So go on here. Now, as you can, this is you know the Microsoft document that's there. We don't need to update the Word document. We can update things here. So you'll click on Add to Q&A pair. Question: what's the weather like? Obviously, it's unrelated to Microsoft FAQ, but it's just for an example. Enter an answer. It's very slow. Now, we save and train. We can even add ultimate food. We'll just type.
Yes.
Let's add alternate phrasing. So that's quite important. You need to have different phrases. Let's- Just out of curiosity, so you're all like secondary / college age, right? So you're all in the education system, yeah?
Yeah.
Can you think of any uses of an FAQ or a bot, chat bot, related to education? Sure.
You can ask it for exam questions on a specific example, then you can refer you to like links or something.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Even past paper questions, you
Yeah.
can go for that.
Certain people struggle with what topics to specialize in sixth form. So you could ask for, let's say, you could put your choice and see what subjects you want to study. So
Yeah, exactly. So you want to study like maybe pharmacy. So you ask it, what subject should I study to study pharmacy? Things like that. And it could even give you links like you were saying earlier.
There are also features as well that can ask follow-up questions. So you could ask it, like, I study maths, what can I do with it? And it could ask you, are you interested in engineering? And you say yes. It can then give you follow-up answers to that as well. But that again, so that you can add it in on the knowledge base maker. Yeah.
We link it up to AI and say, I studied this for, give me this and back for what happens with you to
Yeah.
that down there.
Yeah, links that are used for pages.
Use it for like if you're going to, let's say, to a great university, you want to know more about it, you can use it for that.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, I think one of our former interns, what was his name? Josh. Yeah, Josh. He was actually working with a university in London. So they didn't have a chatbot before on their website, but they did receive many emails and calls asking all the same questions about like, getting into uni, what they need to study, UCAS deadlines, etc. So now they've saved the usage of the chatbot is incredibly high, and they're saving so much time. So chatbots, knowledge bases, Q&A makers, they generally have really good business. Yeah, that's an example of an FAQ bot. You can publish it, deploy it to Azure, and then that allows you to connect it to other programs, like a website, Skype, Outlook, whatever.
Do any of you guys use Teams in uni? Or not Teams is? Yeah, so currently what we're doing actually, we're working with a department. Say a lot of internal questions, a lot of things coming up. And we're actually trying to make a bot for them now to deploy it in Teams. So it's a tab on there. We're going to ask the question into it like they're on Messenger, and that's going to come up for them.
Yeah, so imagine like you're within a group chat, and then you ask a question, like what time's the meeting? So to give you context, on Teams is like a messaging. It's like Skype for business. So it's a messaging platform, video call,
Messages.
file share, everything. So say you're in a group chat of like your department has a group chat. So you ask what time's the meeting, and then the bot will answer because it's got a knowledge base and knows what time the meeting is. So it will save again. It's all about efficiency, saving time. But yeah, that's the general gist. Any questions? No?
No, perfect. Right.
Brilliant.
Okay. Up you get. Let's get you back in your teams.